There.
Okay, perfect.
We're live.
We're live. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hi again.
How many highs can we say?
Yeah, you go ahead, girl. Nobody's
Well,
talking.
let's see. This is probably the only time we've had four, right? I'm kidding.
Hi, hi, hi.
Okay, cool. So we have a great show for everyone today, and we're going to be talking about the book if you haven't read it yet. And maybe you are familiar with the author, Jacko Willink, Leadership Strategy and Tactics. And why would you guys think that? Oh, what about strategy, leadership, and tactics is important, you think, and people who are watching in their world?
Go ahead, Ro.
Leader, why is leadership, strategy, and tactics important?
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I think everybody talks about is time is money. It's a very, very common thing, right? I think we have heard it like it's almost like it doesn't make sense anymore to hear that. And if we are looking to gain time in a negotiation, we're looking to gain time in a deal, in anything, like whatever you want to do, right? It takes a certain leadership to show up with confidence to do things. And then it takes a strategy to navigate the complexities of anything. And how good we are in our tactics decides how much time we save, right? So to me, I think leadership strategy and tactics, it's a very encapsulated concept. A person who is in leadership position naturally has these skills to be strategic and have great tactics in navigating complexities of whatever they're doing. And I think that's what their role is for the team, to show up with them, to think with them strategically, to help them save time, right? That's their one thing, to pair up with the remaining team and make sure they're able to move with ease and with speed.
Mm. And Bree, what do you have any input on our idea? What is leadership? What is attractive about leadership to you?
What's attractive about leadership or expanding upon what Rose said?
Yeah, or expanding on that question. Yeah.
What Rose said at the very end really caught me when she mentioned helping them to move along with speed and with ease.
Mm.
That really stood out to me because it's true. If you uh, whether it's leadership in business or leadership in your life, if you're having some sort of communication with anyone, spouse, kid, employee, client, if you can help them to get to where they need to go with ease and with speed, it
Yeah.
makes their life easier, it makes your life easier, and everyone is, you have a more cohesive unit, whatever that relationship looks like.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And you know what really comes to mind is when I think of leadership or the people who I admire as leaders, it's never, I don't know if it's something that they're actually, I don't think their focus is on being great leaders. Rather, it's really how they're going about life that ends up being like we admire them for that, and that's how we hold them in that high regards, and that's how we see them as leaders. And so Jacko talks about this, and he says leadership is never the goal; it's always about the mission.
Can
And
you put up the name of the book again? I don't think you were live when you had the book up.
okay,
There you go.
Leadership Strategy and Tactics by Jacko Willink.
Were we the ones, I don't know if this was a conversation we had or I had it with someone else. Was it last week we were talking about how leadership is more about how you make other people feel? Was that us
Hmm.
or no?
Mm,
Y'all
wow.
don't remember
That
it?
was us. Yeah, that was us.
That, that sounds
I
good.
was going to take credit for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody got it. That's leadership.
So yeah. So listen, there's this idea, right? I want to get y'all's idea on this because this is a really good conversation. And then so there's this idea about leadership where it's paying attention to the nuances, but not getting caught up in the nuances, being aware. Is that something that you guys have personal experience of? Like, you walk into a room, maybe you know how to read the room.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Oh yeah, like I'll brief like without going into the details because of confidentiality. Just our call before this webinar, before this call, right? Um, I don't think it is even a reasonable effort or even it's reasonable thing to do to start predicting, oh my gosh, this is what my next hour is going to look like. How well I am equipped to respond to anything that comes my way or my team's way is what leadership really is, right? To be able to observe the room from the position you're standing and deliver what's needed in the moment. It is leadership. Like we don't know at all. I think this is 15 years, Brie. We cannot predict what happens in a deal ever.
No.
I swear to God, it is the same real estate. It is the same people. Man, like I just don't know what it is that you cannot replicate the experience. Like each its own. Like when people say to each its own, I would say we lived it, we experienced it. We can say we know what it is because we have had like repetitive patterns of the same work done over years, right? And same person over 5, 6 years had different ways of responding to the same thing we did, right? The same person on the other side. We are transacting about the same thing, but the behavior is different based on where they are, right? Our position changes everything, right? And can we get people to still move forward with what's needed for them and what's the right thing for them is actually leadership, and I think it takes immense amount of humility, like we are humans too. We sometimes probably can have prejudices and biases, but how quickly can I snap out of it is what's going to keep my view clear of what's ahead. Our biases and prejudices, we don't see it but others do. And I would say some of the most costly mistakes I have made in my life was a byproduct of a bias or a prejudice. And rather, I think we have this little joke inside our family now. And we say, okay, we're all here to learn some lessons. Sometimes we learn it quickly and sometimes we don't. And when we don't learn it quickly the first time, the second time around, universe comes back and smacks you a little bit harder, so you get it quicker. So we look at each other now when things happen. I said, okay, do you want to learn your lesson quicker, or you want the universe to come back and smack you harder? I'm like, I got it. I got the point. So, what do
no,
you think?
the Sufi poets, they call it polishing the mirror.
Oh, I posted it the other day.
Oh,
Yeah,
you did?
yeah.
Oh,
I said
Wait, what? Tell me.
huh?
so. Rumi is a famous poet and an incredible poet to read his poetry. He said, "If everything rubs you, then how is gonna be your mirror polished? Like if everything
Yeah.
just rubs me right away, how am I ever gonna be polished as a?"
How else but to polish the mirror? So what they're saying is like when our emotions are riled up,
Mhm.
that rile up is what's causing our mirror to be polished.
Yeah,
So, but as long as we're getting over those things, you know.
yeah,
You know what's really funny about what y'all are saying? It kind of relates, but maybe not as much. I've
yeah.
been into human design lately, and it has different categories of what you are, and it says that manifestors, which is what I am, we use the word annoyed a lot. And Rosa, you know I use that word all the time. No, but I don't know what you are. I'm assuming you're a manifesting generator if I know anything. I'm gonna make you do it.
Yeah, girl, our ears, like you have me hooked.
But
Love me.
they use different word than annoyed. That their word would be angry. But it's different, right? So if you hear the word annoyed, you're thinking I'm angry. But annoyed is just like, oh, I'm annoyed. And manifester just says I'm annoyed all the time. Even though they get over it very quickly, but a different type of human design might think, "Oh my god, they're really annoyed about this." And depending on what type they are, "Oh, we need to fix the problem." Whenever,
Yeah.
in that
So
mind, they're just like,
yeah,
"La-di-da."
we call it the worldview, the perception of what perception is a very loosely used word sometimes. I think it's the worldview, the things that the intensity of the same word and interpretation in my world is different because we associate different meaning with different things.
Yeah.
And Bree, it's funny you say. I'm very glad you brought it up because I feel like understanding somebody's behavior is probably 99% of our responsibility. If we want to have a quality relationship, if we want to have a quality of life in business or personal, understanding the person on the other side is not a service you do to them. You do a service to yourself. Because when we misunderstand people, the pain is within us, not necessarily always with them, right? Like when we are, I am not rest. I'm restless when I'm not understanding what's going on.
Rosie,
That's-
you know what's really crazy about you saying that?
Huh.
In the panel that I had the other day, one of the questions was, what could keep you up at night, for your business? And I was like, and I thought, what really keeps me up at night is when I don't understand the person on the other side. And if I don't understand my client and what's really important to them, and no matter if everything is going right or things are going wrong, if I don't truly understand them, how do I know that I'm servicing them in the way that they want and need to be serviced?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, how do you get to bed then?
Bree, yeah,
By
tell me that.
understanding the people.
It's a cliffhanger. So there has to be some point where you're detaching from the process or taking a step back, right? Is there?
It's no longer important in any conversation for personally me that I am telling them and they're doing it. To me, that's the biggest failure.
Yeah.
If I'm telling somebody to do something and they just do it, I feel like I failed. My true success is when they understand it in a way and they have the autonomy of decision to do it on their own.
Well, Rosie, you're actually touching on the topic of discipline discussed in the book. And
How?
so
How?
what he says
How is
is,
that discipline?
so what you just basically said, if you're having to tell someone to do it, then and it's not coming from within themselves,
Yeah.
then it's not going to get far, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I feel like oftentimes in our business or in our personal life, right? You're either telling a child to say, "Hey, you're gonna do something," right? And they do it because they have to, right? But somewhere the idea becomes theirs and they run with it.
Yeah.
I think it's almost like idea got hold of them rather than them getting a hold of an idea, which is a beautiful thing because now you don't have to inspire or motivate them; they're just running at full speed. I feel like until like I'm very much in agreement with what Bree is saying is that this little struggle, internal conflict we feel that, okay, we know what the right thing for them to do is, but do they see that they are doing the right thing or they're feeling bound to do it because we're telling them to do it, right? And there is a different momentum in doing things when people own what's theirs, right? They're not, nobody wants to be told what to do. I think we all realize that, right? We are individuals who are seeking to be free, absolutely free of all kind of bondages, right? And the last thing we want to do is someone telling us, okay, next thing, sit here, stand here, eat here, right? And the feeling it leaves for people is no different than being told, hey, fill an application.
You know what? Actually, it's funny. I'm going to go into two things. So first, he says exercise is one of those things that have to come from within. Otherwise, people aren't going to apply 100% of their effort. And we all know that when we exercise, we really have to be stressing the muscles, especially to athletes, right? Professional athletes need to reach higher levels of that stress. And the only way they can get to that level is if that voice is coming from within. So no one can force them. A coach might direct them, but still cannot force them to.
Let's go back to our 12-week year. That we are going to go back to that conversation, by the way, but I want to touch base on something you just said. Bree, we decided that we're going to do 10,000 steps a day, right? 8,000.
Stretch is 10.
Stretch is 10. Okay, so would you say that being in an app where we can see each other creates some kind of encouragement and accountability? Not in a, like, people think accountability is a consequence. That's why people run from it. That, okay, if I'm asked and I didn't do it, it means there's some consequence at the end. But accountability is not a consequence. Accountability simply means that I am going to borrow somebody. It's almost like we are creating an identity because I shared with someone and I care for that person and I know they mean well for me. Let's do this together, right? And just looking at that app, like, I don't think I want to go with the zero.
Yeah.
Bree, what do you think happened there? Like, by just being in an app and being able to see each other's steps, what do you think happened there?
Well, I'll tell you what, last night I didn't want to do anything. And I looked on the app and saw y'all had hit over 10. And I was not at even 8 yet.
I saw that.
So I went on my little treadmill and I thought, oh, I'll just do 20 minutes and get to 8. And I was like, what's another 20 minutes? So that I could make it to 10. I mean, because and I also feel like once you're in momentum, it becomes easier. You know, like, you don't want to, like, to me, before, getting to 8,000 a day was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do it? Now, this is not appropriate. I'll go put on a bra at 10 o'clock at night and just jog in my room real quick. And Chris is like, what are you doing? I'm like, I got to get my steps. He's like, you're so weird.
That's freaking awesome.
I love this. I love this. I love this. But you know what? What if I every day called her and I said, Bree, so did you do your steps today? How would she feel?
Yeah.
When it's her idea, she's going around and wearing bras and doing all kind of shit at night, and her husband is going crazy, and nobody's asking her. I didn't even text her. So you know
what?
Don't even talk about it. We have an app. We literally haven't even looked at the app and said, like, oh, did you hit all your day? We haven't even done that.
No, it's just because when you show and you're in the right environment and you're with right people, right DNA is activated.
Hey, thank you for bringing that up, because that's exactly the false premise of holding others accountable. How that's not real.
Yeah.
Really, it's yourself.
And you know, when that environment is not there, I'm just going to go take a step back. What really happens when the environment is not there and you don't have somebody to do it with or do it, I feel like we show up more for other people than we show up for ourselves. I fulfill very fast. Like, to me, like, if Roger is not around, family's not around, people not around, I eat less, sleep less, everything just like goes significantly down. So I know I'm more with people around me. And the fascinating thing to me is this, that I forgot what I was going to say.
No way. That's never happened.
I really did.
By the way, guys, Rosie.
I remember now.
At least forget for a little bit.
Listen, before I forget again. Okay, listen. So when I did not had no app and stuff, and I was just doing it for myself, and it was only my freaking stupid Apple Health app thingy. You know what used to happen? I would look at it. I was like, man, I did the 10,000 steps. Nothing seems to be like working. Like, it's the same. Like, you're comparing so fast, and it's almost discouraging and not enjoyable. Like, it's almost like you dig a seed and then you scrape. Did it grow? Oh, you dig a seed and you sow a seed and you're like digging. Did it grow today? Did it grow today? And nothing is ever going to happen. And finally, the seed is messed up and there's no plant, no tree, no flowers, nothing. Right? So I feel like when we are in the right environment, we're able to just patiently allow things to evolve. And I don't think I've asked myself that question since then that, okay, am I seeing the difference in me? Right. All I'm saying is that, am I showing up with others the way, am I demonstrating what I'm preaching?
Put the
That's,
mission first. Yeah.
yeah.
Can I say something that
Yeah.
might not be great?
No, it's okay.
Oh, I want to know, I want to know that.
I don't know what I'm in for.
We
You
just heard
know,
bra. I don't know what
no,
about.
it's not that. It's not inappropriate.
Okay.
I think if we're doing it like just by ourselves,
Yeah.
this might sound bad, but sometimes we are so used to disappointing ourselves
Mhm.
and not putting ourselves first that we'll say, "Oh, I didn't do it. I fell off the wagon. Oh, of course I did. I knew I wasn't going to stick with this." You might have that negative self-talk in your mind at the beginning of something, but having the right people around you, I think
Okay,
that
let's just be transparent. We're helping people out here because 2025 was all about taking that mask off. I want people to see who we really are, right? If you fall in love with us, we end up doing something together. If not, I'm fine with it.
This is a conversation I just had, by the way, with Deep. So I'm really interested in what you're about to say, Rosie.
Okay, so Brie, I want you to tell us unapologetically your negative self-talk.
oh, okay. Of course, you're not going to eat healthy vegetables. You don't like vegetables. And you might stick with something for a little bit. You're not going to stick with it forever. You used to be like that, but then you got older and you stopped being healthy. This is the truth.
Keep going, keep going.
I mean, that's,
Your negative self-talk is very nice. Roger.
You did it, and for some reason, I feel naked.
Roger, come on, your turn. You got
Okay, I don't. This is what I was expecting. I feel like
took a
you're-
turn.
why don't you show me? Give me an example.
We just did the whole example for you. I'm not going to give you an example. You go first. Tell me, what is your negative self-talk?
But,
Oh, call just got interesting.
this is
Huh?
well,
Let me take this.
Roger doesn't have any negative self-talk.
Yeah, he's the god and the saint. And
No, you know what my negative self-talk is? You can't always be this happy. You know what? You know what? You need to stop pretending like you're happy. And then the other one is, bro, lighten up. Lighten
who
up.
did he marry? Who did he marry?
No, seriously, that's my thing. You're being way too serious. That's my self-limiting.
You're similar. You can't be this happy all the time. You need to be serious.
It's true though.
Roger, come on. I just bared my soul, and you're going to be not happy and too serious?
Yeah, I'm slowly working on towards that, right?
You're enlightened.
Oh,
Hey,
goodness,
no.
this is so fun.
How did we get off topic?
I know this
Okay.
is not what you planned for today's call, but I love the curveball.
Well, Rosie, you got to give us yours.
Okay, mine is like this. Gosh, Rosie, why the heck do you just keep putting yourself in difficult positions? Why did you say yes to all of this? Now you have to do it. Like, just shut up and just kick back and relax. Like, why do you have to say yes to everything? Like, now you put yourself into this position and you're gonna have to do it. And then negative self-talk is like this. I can eat more today. I can just do 20,000 steps tonight. And at 8,000 steps, I'm like, screw this. I'll starve tomorrow. In the morning happens, I was like,
Somehow that never ends up happening.
screw this. It's like screw this moment all the time. Like,
You know, I think Jacko would be really proud of us right now. He would be. He would say this.
so you're happy now? Like we heard, hey, it's okay. Okay, this is a negative self-talk. I want you all to tell me what is your positive self-talk. Bree, go.
Oh, you don't want to hear my positive self-talk.
Oh, come on, girl. Make one up right now.
Well, I was going to say, you're a bad bee.
Ah.
Why you know? You can say bra, you can't say bitch.
I think YouTube allows us to cuss.
YouTube allows us to.
You know, we have no HR department. No HR department.
No HR
You don't
department.
have to beep anything out. This is who we are. Look, take it or leave it. Screw it. Remember? Negative
Watch your space.
shit.
No, I'm thinking you guys are quick on your toes, man. I need like an hour to process this shit.
You got to think.
Honey,
Yeah.
what is your positive self-talk?
Hey, remember we used to have what is it? Affirmations?
Oh yeah. I can You say the first one, and I can finish it.
I'm alive.
Excited and full of energy.
Energy.
Oh, it makes me.
I'm versatile.
I am versatile.
Yeah,
Bree, don't let him sneak away.
that's it. I don't remember.
You don't have a positive self-talk.
Oh, you're asking me what is my positive self-talk?
Yeah, yeah, I'm listening.
Man, you can freaking do anything. You can just keep going at something. Like I feel like I could just keep going at something. A friend of mine sent me a breathing video, like a breathwork video, and I was like, this is dumb. Like, what the heck? I was like, I could do this. I sat there, I recorded myself for an hour just sitting there and breathing with my eyes closed. And I was like, I could go on for like another 3 hours. This is not a big deal. My self-resilience. I'm pretty resilient. I'm
You
very-
go.
My positive self-talk is nobody knows what's beating in here. I don't have to prove it to anyone. I know who I am. And they don't see it, it's okay. That doesn't take away anything away from who I am. I love myself. I love myself.
No, I'm kidding.
Seriously, I am sorry to tell y'all. I freaking love
I'm
myself.
sorry to tell you.
Huh?
I just freaking love myself. I was like, I think I'm the greatest thing on earth.
Sliced bread. You're the
Some
best.
sliced bread. I thought that too. I didn't say it.
I'm kind of delusionally optimistic. I was like, I just know that. I told Roger the other day, I said, I think the luckiest mofo ever. Like, I'm the luckiest mofo ever. Like, shit just worked out for me all the time.
Hey guys, I did want to quickly just say that we want to thank our sponsor, Rivet Real Estate, for putting on the show.
Yeah.
And we are really glad to be here. And by the way, if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, we're here to help. We have so many years of experience and several different asset classes that you can choose from.
Oh, yes.
Family, right? Could y'all go into some
Wait,
of the...
can you please quickly share who are our, you can say the name, 3 of our people nailed their beginning. Can you just go on, please?
Yeah, we had 3 investors that got really some amazing deals off of prices in a brand new community. And
Drop the number.
one of them was $68,000.
$68,000
But it was between 45 to 68. Actually, no, if I include the other incentives, then it was between probably 52 and 68,000.
52 and 68,000. So 3 of our investors just got negotiated $52,000 to $68,000 in price. So when people wonder what value we bring to the table, there you go. I'm sorry to say, look, I can humbly brag. I'm willing to go all out, but sometimes you got to just shamelessly tell people this is why we do what we do.
And actually, I wanted to expand on it a little bit more. I want to talk about that some more. So we are helping people with single family, also duplexes, triplexes.
Yeah.
And so it all comes down to what your goal is and how well basically you collaborate with us.
Yeah.
And on that note, are there some particular properties that I know we sent out the email every week, the handpicked properties, and we have a list going right now. Is there anything that we can inform the viewers on about that so we can anything I want to mention about that?
I would say if you're interested, call my number or shoot it a text. Let's have a conversation because I can send you all of the properties, but
Yeah.
until I really understand what's most important to you and how you want to diversify your portfolio, then I we can kind of cherry pick and strategize together on what's going to be the best fit for them.
And guys, just remember this, that it's just simply a two-step process. You have an investment consultation, and then we have a strategy consultation. These two things done simultaneously, one after another. The next best thing is to own real estate naturally. It is not difficult. We have been doing it for over 9 years. People wonder, like, the biggest question I get asked is like, is it going to get rented? Why, if we help you buy property that doesn't get rented, do you know that's the fastest way for us to get out of business?
You know what's so funny? People, that is the number one question everyone asks. And no matter how many times I share the fact that we look at the days on market for rental and I share the number, it is still their concern.
No, I'm going to tell them next time. I said, if it doesn't get rented out, I'm going to move into your house. And then when I leave, then Bree would move in. Then he leaves, then Roger will move in. Then Chris will move in. We'll make sure it's rented. No,
It reminds me of that book. I don't know what book it was we were reading where the doctor was performing prostate surgeries.
Oh,
A super communicator.
yeah, I was like, we just
And
talked
so
about
what ended up happening is this doctor was trying to talk people out of getting this prostate surgery, and he said, "God, you just can't. There's really no reason to go about it because the survival rate is so high that there's really no point in getting this prostate surgery." And people would, like 3% of the population will die from this thing, right? So it's a very small number, and people were still opting in for the surgery. And he said, "What am I missing? What am I not saying? What are they not hearing?" And I think the question that everybody needs to ask themselves if they're watching this and they're thinking about getting rental property right now is gain an intimate knowledge of how much a month that is. What is the rent per month? And what does that mean to you and your family? As soon as the guy started asking questions, this boggles my mind till today, until he didn't start having conversations with them about their family members and their life at home. It seemed like that was the only way he could get them to make the right decision to not have the surgery. And I don't know what connection that plays. Maybe just, the
Right.
thought of missing out on the opportunity, like
No,
you,
no, no. People don't make logical decisions.
they don't make logical
People don't
decisions.
know. Yes, so you guys got to read this book, Alchemy by Rory Sutherland. One of my really good friend and mentors recommended it. Um, People don't make decisions based on logic. It is the biggest myth ever. They said human decision making does not depend on logic any more than horse runs on gasoline. By the way, our good friend Derek is here. He says, "What's y'all's forecast in next 24 months in regards to interest rates?" Well, Derek, here's what I would say. Right? They're going to play a little game with interest rates, and they have been playing little game with interest rates forever. What if we told you that while the interest rates have been 7.5%, 7.75%, we still helped people close properties at 2.99% interest rate, 3.99 for the next year, and 4.99 for the remaining 30 years? Bree, what has been your experience with all these last few years of interest rates?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different avenues of creative financing now that weren't available when the rates were obviously lower. And so, depending on where you're looking and if we're going resale or we're going new construction, there are avenues where we can get lower rates. I mean, matter of fact, right now I have a builder in Austin that's offering 4.99 on any primary home.
There you go. So thanks for saying that. So Derek, what's going to happen is that in next 24 months, regardless of interest rates go down or not, real estate prices will go up because the demand that's headed this way, right? And second thing that we are noticing is that interest rates, I don't think they will go down to 2.9%, 3.25% like they were, because that's exactly why we are here where we are today. So most likely, they will go down and will always be like a buy down program or a special program. I remember one of our clients got a 5.25% interest rate with a first time home buying. There's special government bond programs available. So I would say the the moment interest rates go up, you know who is the person who has to solve that problem faster than anyone? Lenders. Lenders have to. They become creative very fast. 40-year mortgages start kicking in, interest only mortgages start kicking in, rate buy down comes in, seller buy down strategies kick in. So much starts happening. Matter of fact, money becomes more liquid. People, and it's almost like people become used to a low interest rate, but when the interest rates go high, there's break, go.
Sorry, I just want to say that I was talking to a lender, and there is a program, depending on your credit score,
Yeah.
but a DSCR interest on 10-year interest only, and then an additional 30 years fixed DSCR at right now only 7.125% investment.
Yeah, DSCR is where you don't know tax returns, you don't need any, no payroll, nothing. You
And
just,
normally DSCR is in the high sevens or eights right now.
yeah.
And this is interest only for 10 years and then goes into 30-year.
Yep. Money is there. Money is there.
And
Lenders are
guys,
gonna.
also on that note, I want everybody to make sure that they subscribe into our YouTube channel because we're doing market updates on there.
Yeah, Roger is doing great market video shorts on YouTube. So subscribe.
Building permits hadn't shot up. There's nothing like that going on. Builders have had to be conservative. So with fewer homes being brought online, that just means the values are going to sustain and go up, as Rosie's saying.
Yeah.
Now, affordability is an issue. And so a lot of the pockets where you want to look is where you can still get in 3 to 4 times somebody's average income for the area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roger, I know you mentioned that builders, you know, they haven't been as crazy. I was just at basically their Q1 meeting for a builder.
Mm-hmm.
There are 6 new neighborhoods that were approved, land acquisition, that will be done within the next year, and 8 communities that are approved. Those won't be until 2026, just for one builder. It's in the greater Austin area.
Yeah.
However, they're not building as quickly. So they're going to be building a small pocket, selling them, build a small pocket, sell them, and they're not doing to be built.
Is what we're talking about phase 1.
Yeah, the to be built. Oh my gosh, because it slows down the builders. When builders are running away from to be built, just know market is about to get hot. Because what they want to do is they want to build the houses, hold inventory, and release a little bit at a time because supply and demand. If they control the supply, prices go up, right? Yeah. So I'm very. This is great. This is great.
And I would definitely be thinking about the major players in the different cities, Austin, Dallas, Houston, and how they're growing and increasing employment. Where can I move in nearby, capture some of that growth? Yeah. Because, you know, there's 2 ways to capitalize on it. One is stocks, the other one's real estate. So if you like a company or don't like it, performances, you know, maybe they're making a lot of noise or this or that, whatever, you can still have a real estate play associated with that company.
Yep. John Zyke said, I'm not moving in. Yes, you are. You're going to buy the property and you're going to live in it and you're going to then rent it out and you're going to buy another one. So yes, you are. You are, John Zyke. And we'll talk more about it on Friday.
That's a good one.
So Rosie, is there any reason why you would have a property that is up for rent and it wouldn't rent?
Only reason would be rent inventory. If you have more inventory in the area, like I am like right now looking at a property that we're going to bring on the market for our investors, only 1 house for sale, 1 house for sale, everything else under contract and closed. This is the best thing that can happen. So look at the inventory, look at how many percentage of the neighborhood is rental versus owner occupied, these things, and Bree checks all these things for us when we are buying.
Perfect. So guys, this was a really good book. I highly recommend it for anybody out there listening today and you're thinking about picking up a book. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And one thing to remember is that a lot of this stuff has already been said, right? For thousands of years, we have Marcus Aurelius and these different people who've spoken about these principles and ideas. And the way that this book kind of landed on our desk was we were hanging out with our friend, Alan Shesker. He's an attorney here in town, real estate attorney. And we were having the conversation of having read any great books lately. And he mentioned extreme ownership. And he said something that really appealed to me. He said, when something goes wrong, the leader says, good, good. At least we're familiar with that problem now. At least we can address it. At least we can
Yeah.
ties it. I think you and Bree and me, we all have experience around that. And then, so this is kind of how I think
We
it's,
remember that.
yeah. So it's growth-minded people having these conversations and pulling, rising the tide or raising the tide. And ultimately, I think what you'll get out of the book is this: is pay attention to the nuances. That's really important. And I think a lot of people would actually skip over that part or not catch it. I had to read the book twice to really capture that little piece. And then the second thing is you want to detach, which means take a couple of steps.
I want to quickly give a big shout out to Derek. He just closed on his 250-acre ranch at 5.65%.
Wow.
We know where we are getting our free steaks from.
He's a really great guy, and I really appreciate him. Also a veteran in the military. So
thank you for your services. Thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. And he'll call me time to time, and I'm really I value our friendship quite a bit. So another thing is that you can work on a few things to help you become a better leader, and those three things are quite simple. One is articulate yourself, learn to speak clearly, be coherent. The second one is good posture, and third is, I think, charisma or something like that. So, but if you haven't signed up for our email, sign up at our website so you can get the PDF that goes, from our book notes and everything else, and maybe you'll enjoy those.
Yay! So today was a very exciting day, Bree. I loved your transparency. Roger, I know you have to dig very hard, so I would like to know more about your negative and positive talk next week. I think, and I did great too. So today we delivered it says 2 o'clock and 2:42. You can't.
Well, my coach told me that. He goes, I don't know. He goes, are Indian people just positive or what is it? I had to rate my day. And when I rate 1 to 10, I mark it a 10 every day. And he goes, what is it? Like
Delusionally
optimistic, I guess. And I was like, look, I'm just trying to give myself a 10. Why would I want to give myself an 8? Like, I feel like I'm shortchanging myself, like.
The things I can control, I'm 10 out of 10 on. Things I can't control are all zeros.
Who said things were supposed to be perfect anyways, right?
Yeah, what a cliche. Let me mess with your schedule and your art.
No, I promise you. I was snapping at Deep earlier today.
Let me take food out of your plate.
No, I was snapping at my son earlier today. I wasn't getting him because he's being funny. He's 14, right? So he's a 14-year-old. Everything's a joke. And then I remembered something. He was working on something really seriously yesterday, and I was cracking jokes on him, and he was snapping at me. So what I realized was when we're in our game zone, when we're in our when we're in our heads and we're looking to accomplish something, nothing's funny anymore.
No, that's also sharing that what you get mad at other people for, you're doing the same stuff.
Oh yeah, I am definitely.
Yeah, that's really happening.
Yeah. How many minutes of value have we?
How did you do? How are you doing?
10.
Nice.
Good job. Awesome.
Can you talk about Coffee Social, Rosie?
Oh, guys, by the way, all my investor friends, our people, our friends, everybody, we're doing Coffee Social on Friday at Easy Tiger at the link. You have the invites. Come see us. We talk real estate. We talk business. We like mindset, life people. We just want to be friends.
Hey, and we're also about to have a party soon, right?
Oh, yeah. We're about to have a huge client event this March.
RSVP.
End of March. The bricks are getting laid right now for the event to have a good foundation. So it's going to be a beautiful evening, and we're going to hold the details.
It's a great team effort for Brittany and Rosie. They're both working really hard to put this together.
Yeah, and it's a great team effort for Roger to watch us working. That's a full-time job, by the way.
I think that's honestly what y'all. Hey, look, they said humility to this book says humility is to a fault. Like we can be over too much humility, you know.
Uh, uh,
And so what that will give other people a sign of is that you are not ready to take that on, that role. So I just want you to know, I'm just being really humble, but
no,
like,
no, I know your plate is full, and I would not like to do what you do. So thanks for
oh, okay, perfect.
thank you
Thank you, thank you.
for you. All right, guys. On that note, we delivered 44 minutes and 58 seconds of extreme high value today. Have fun. See you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.